Call the common council meeting to order for August the 4th. Invocation and pledge, please. Bobby?
All right, gracious God, we thank you for this day. We thank you, God, for your team blessings. God, we thank you, God, for a day we have not seen before. As we come together, and as this council comes together to take care of the business of our community, we ask you to be with them. Continue to watch out for the children and strengthen them. Continue to bless their families. Continue to also help them to make decisions. Sometimes they're going to be easy for others, sometimes they're not. To give them the strength to make those decisions. God, we ask you to be with all of our persons, all of our staff. We thank you, God, that they don't feel, even though they're paid, they don't feel robbed. We can continue to represent our city and work for our city, to bless them and keep them. We ask you to be with all of our first responders, be with them and watch over them. We ask you, God, to be with this community. This is a great community, God. This is a good community. This is a community of a lot of persons who care about each other. Help us always to understand we're only strong as our weakest link. Help us always to kind of try to work together and make this a great and strong community, not only for us, but for the future and for our kids and grandkids to come. God, we thank you for everything. We thank you for all that you do for us. In Jesus' name.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Bobby. Roll call, please.
Councilperson Smith. Councilperson Sestobny. Councilperson Payne.
Here.
Councilperson Sellers. Council Vice President Gill.
Here.
Councilperson Julius.
Here.
Councilperson Glover.
Here.
Councilperson Owen.
Here.
Councilperson Samuel.
Here.
Let the record reflect all 9 council members are present.
Yeah. Thank you. Minutes to be approved from the regular meeting of July 21st. Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Claims to be approved.
Oh, yeah.
I do have one hand carry claim that was for an art project.
Who that was?
It's for $8,194. That brings the total to $352,477.84.
One more time. 300.
$477.84.
Motion to approve with the addition.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Approval of the agenda, I skipped one, sorry. Any other discussion?
So we're just gonna wait till those issues come up before we table?
Oh, we need to go ahead and table those.
Okay.
Number 4 under new business, I would ask that be tabled.
Yeah.
So take out 3 and 4, out of 4, 3, 6, so they didn't, you want to put in the certificates you got?
No.
Nothing.
Okay.
Thank
Did you say
you. No, I think they'll move 6 and become 4 or 3. Any other discussion?
You got that.
All those in favor?
Ed
All those opposed?
and then Connie. Zach and Connie.
I'll make it up.
Change it.
Report of the clerk.
None at this time, sir.
Unfinished business, Nathan, an ordinance initiating additional appropriations for sidewalk project, passed on first and second.
Make a motion to approve 2014 OR 35 on the third reading.
Any other discussion?
going so fast.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Kim Calabro, an ordinance, amending an ordinance.
You should have a copy, and hopefully yours gave you a copy, or I've highlighted everything. The only thing that's different from the last meeting is Nathan and Invest made a request for Vicki and Amy and I to get together and clean up the stenographer section. So if you'd like, I can go through page by page and go over one more time all the changes. I'm not real sure how you want to proceed with that.
You still got them highlighted, haven't you?
Yeah, sure should be highlighted. On page 2, administrative assistant 2, 80%. Page 3, planning and zoning administrator, there'll be now 2 of those. Police department on page 4, there's an item for a part-time police dispatcher. On page 6, administrative assistant and finance, goes from 2, from a 1 to a 2, and wastewater will be 20% of that salary. On page 8, the IDEX coordinator be eliminated. And on page 8, we added the board of zoning appeals stenographer. We added on page 9, the historic board stenographer. We made a change that the parks board stenographer on page 9 is the parks advisory. And the public arts commission stenographer wasn't in there before, is now in there, and then we removed, fire pension secretary and police pension secretary. Vicki and Amy and I met, and I think we've got everybody covered.
Well, I believe it. I must have eaten it.
Just want to make sure, I thought it was brought up before, so it must be right. The range for it is $106.50.
We confirmed it, yes, I don't know why,
We didn't want to round it up for about anything.
I don't
they're
know.
odd.
Just wanted to double check to see what lot.
Yes, very odd.
Well, it is interesting because the board president gets paid on an annual sum, and then the other one gets paid per meeting. I think so maybe it's an annual thing.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Amy Deering, 2014 OR number 7. Ordinance of additional appropriation passed on the first and second reading.
Requesting approval on the third reading, 2014 OR 37, no changes have been made since the last meeting. We need to have a public hearing.
On the, 791,250? Yes. That's the sidewalk, yes. And one thing you just add that is, we said road repairs and construction, we don't think we should have that where you're very sidewalk.
We don't have an account on sidewalks, so we just created the budget.
Let's see, we have a sidewalk fund. Somebody pays. What was that? On there's also sidewalk fund before when you go up, sidewalk.
Does the ordinance or the resolution, whichever we pass, does that sufficiently restrict those dollars? Because I think that was the purpose of the ordinance.
Yeah, but I think if we make a lot of excuses, we need to look at something as sidewalks and not road repair.
Well, the budget for.
Yeah.
What's the visit?
Things that are total.
37? Which one? What's your number?
I think you can approve it with the condition that 791,250 have approved, and then put into a separate item for sidewalks. Because sidewalks is a subcategory of road repair construction that's related to that. It's like within the right place, so I can hold it.
So we need to open a public hearing.
Public hearing.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anybody here to discuss this? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing.
Man, I'm getting behind.
So, need a motion to pass it on the third.
I make a motion to pass 2014 OR 37 on that third round.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Mr. Murphy. You've got 2 ordinances here, don't you? or this is just the one? Trash. Trash. Trash.
Anyway, it was not at the last meeting, but evidently it was tabled. This is an ordinance that comes before you upon the recommendation of Councilperson Gill. I think she's had some discussions with Street Department, Stephanie out there. And since that, this is amending 2006 428, which was an ordinance that I originally prepared when I was city attorney the last time, but evidently then in 2008, 51 was adopted, and I compared the two, and I really don't know why they did 2000, the one in 2008. It doesn't even reference, the 2008 ordinance does not even reference the 2006 ordinance. But irregardless, it's my understanding that the changes there, the ordinance that is in front of you now include the changes that the street department wanted to include. So my recommendation would only be is that the ordinance that you have in front of you, let's go ahead and specifically state that we are also an ordinance amending 2006 428 and 2008 451. So that way we're clear that we're cleaning up both ordinances. Yeah, I went through the 2008. I don't see it. I mean,
Number 4.
yeah, I'll make the change. I'll make the change. Yeah, obviously we just want to do this. Yeah.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
That was just first reading,
Clean copy.
No, but I don't.
Okay, new
I
business.
can't do both.
Scott Lewis,
Guys,
2015
right?
consolidated 911 budget.
Could it be attached? It's right here. Mine and my package.
Yes, I sent an email that I received from the attorney for the 911 system board, and this document is what they're calling the
I'm so far behind, I won't do it.
Consolidated 911 budget estimate, 100% to local agreement.
Where are we?
Originally, it was supposed to be approved, I believe by June 30th, and then all the entities, they said they needed more time, there's no more capacity, they asked for an extension to submit budgets. So now they are submitting their proposed budget to all of the entities that are party to the interlocal agreement. As you see here, they have the proposed budget share distribution for the city of Jeffersonville for 2015 calendar year, $826,409.49. Apparently that's calculated pursuant to the existing interlocal agreement, where the share of each entity is calculated pursuant to the population percentage of each entity, what they comprise of the overall population of Clark County. So Jeffersonville's population percentage, according to the most recent census, is 43.2078%. So pursuant to the local agreement submitted for your
Scott, I've got one question, and I mean, most of us, I know Mike's been our liaison on this. What is 911 surcharge income of $1,087,361?
That's based on your landlines. That's what took you cut, and that, I think, accommodation thing, but that really kind of started before the countywide conversation.
Because it was going down.
Everybody's on the cell phone versus landlines. That is a share that we get, from the landline. I think it says on your phone bill, 911 card.
That makes sense.
Set up so every year that will be readjusted.
I mean, I don't know.
Readjusted or, as far as population.
I believe it's the census, and unfortunately, the official census is only done once every 10 years. You can't do it on estimates, so.
But it's not something like, it's not stagnant, it's not like they have.
No, not for the next 30, 40, 50 years, no, it's supposed to be reviewed when the census comes out every 2 years, the official census.
Mr. Smith, do you know, the personal services line, do you know if that's what staffing level that is? I know there was a dispute as to what the staffing level was going to be.
I think it's 29, but I may be wrong. We are, there is a little bit of discussion on that still, and the budget that's worked out. Chief Hedrick, Mayor Hall, and 2 county council, Curry and Jack Hoffman were part of that. And I know that there are some things that hadn't been finalized, but they have allowed in this budget for some adjustments. For example, down at the very bottom, this was put in just to prepare. We put in there $80,000 a year for a building bond in case, and if it went into, we build a new 911 building, we kind of put that in the budget. Obviously, that won't be done for a few years. That gives that flexibility. The first year transition is going to be tough.
Yeah, okay. See the question, okay.
Do you know if this has been approved by any other municipality?
I don't know yet. I know that, Clark County is not done yet. They've got that yet. So, I don't know about that.
Do we need to vote to just accept this?
It's just a vote to accept.
Now, this is just to give you actual documentation to show a breakdown of everything, just for the budget.
Do we know, if this is the 2015 budget, when are they expecting payment from the municipalities for their 2015 budget?
We haven't paid our 2014 shortfall yet, and I've been on that to get a bill, if you will, just over $300,000. I don't know. I don't think that's in the stuff, but I would think it would be early on.
Because I'm thinking if it's in 2015, they would expect payments from us probably what, October? I mean, or October 2014 for your operating 2015?
It's spelled out in the local agreement. I just don't have that. I didn't write it. I can accuse myself on that.
But we still,
Yeah.
and we still all, the city still owes for 14. And I've been, among other things, pushing along this bill list because we have a breakdown. And you may have got an email on that, I'm not sure, but it showed it's over $300,000, the shortfall for 2014. But I don't know the bill. I just make a motion to, I guess, approve this consolidated 911 budget estimate.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Thanks, Scott. Ed, city projects, and required.
Yes, I wanted to make sure everybody's aware of a resolution that was passed back in 2009. And back in 2007, there was a number of projects under the Williams administration that were completed, like a good example of that is the fire station. When the fire station was completed, we didn't go through the normal process of the planning and zoning. And then as a result, the sign that was put there was not legal according to our code. There's no sidewalk there. There wasn't approval for setbacks, buffering, as it would have been required for private citizens and open entities. So back in 2009, the council passed this resolution. I'm just going to read a little bit from this resolution. 2009 R1, a resolution affirming that the city of Jeffersonville, Indiana, its government and subdivisions shall be obligated to adhere to all zoning laws, use laws, and other restrictions that are promulgated by the city, by the Jeffersonville City Council. If you go at the whereas, be it therefore resolved that the city of Jeffersonville shall engage in its best efforts to enforce its ordinances, codes, regulations, restrictions fairly, reasonably, and without prejudice. And number 2, the city of Jeffersonville shall be obligated to adhere to the city's codes, ordinances, regulations, and restrictions as it relates to those properties that the city of Jeffersonville, Indiana, owns and operates. And the reason I bring this up is because you know, a number of us on the council have been attacked, politically and by a number of people saying, why did the city vote against some of the mayor's projects? Why did it take so long to get the council to approve some of these projects? And when I'm asked that question, I say, well, really, from my standpoint, I'm just trying to get more information, trying to understand what the project is, the scope of the project, how much it's going to cost. But if the city followed our own regulations, it would require public meetings to occur, planning and zoning. It required a development plan. For example, Elsinbrook Park is not zoned for a park. That property is being zoned appropriately. Now, what would normally happen is somebody wants to put a park there, would come and say, okay, we need to rezone this, so they give all the neighbors notice, and then we all know what's going to be there. Then there'd be a public meeting, and there'd be a chance to say, okay, what's going to be the plan? What, you know, do you want to change the zoning first, and then what's the development plan afterwards? And then it'd be scrutinized by the general public and by the council, and then through this discovery period, then all that would happen before we approve the redevelopment plan change and to pay for it. And so when you start looking at some of the projects we've done, Elsinbrook Park's not zoned appropriately, didn't go through the process. The police station's not zoned appropriately, didn't go through the process. I don't know what the sign's gonna look like there, if it's gonna be proper or not, sidewalks or not. And I'm not criticizing the need for a police station. I voted for it. I think it's great. But we're not following our own ordinances. And if we followed our own process, our own codes, our own ordinances, I think there'd be a lot less confrontation. And I think there'd be a lot more discovery by the general public and by the city council. We actually move forward in a better and quicker manner. And I also think that, from what I understand, even the Big Four station. So I guess I'd ask the administration, we need to follow the process from this point on. Maybe we need to properly zone the land that we own so that at least it's legally being used in an illegal way. Or do we need to do anything different to follow these ordinances?
Other than making sure that the boards, say, planning commission, are aware of the resolution. I brought some extra copies. I don't know if you want. And I got some copies there.
As an example, you know, when we did the football soccer complex, we went through the drainage board, make sure the drainage was taken care of. We had public meetings, you know, everything we followed, all the steps, and kind of, it moves things along, I think, in a good way. There hasn't been a lot of complaints, but I can't say that's true for some of the other projects. So I hope moving forward, we follow the ordinances when it comes to planning and zoning and use of I get a copy. Oh, yeah.
Number 5, public hearing,
Bless you.
Speaking of rezoning, probably it's all by rezoning. It includes a large parcel of parcels located where I we all remember as the American Legion. Rezone owns that property. There was no immediate plans to do anything with that property. But I think this was Shane Corbin's recommendation based on recent developments regarding 10th and Spring Street parcels is to go ahead and rezone that on the front end as opposed to waiting to address the zoning on the back end. And if it's developed by a private developer, Shane's recommendation was to go ahead and zone this what basically the bulk of the property is currently zoned around, which is downtown commercial. Parcels that we are rezoning are currently multifamily and residential. This would basically give these parcels the same designation zoning-wise that the surrounding parcels are, which Shane and the Planning Department and Planning Commission voted 6-0 could give you a favorable recommendation for them to be consistent with that area for zoning purposes. So we're just trying to do this on the front end as opposed to having to come back and try to zone and develop or get when it comes to it.
this parcel the parcel that's frontage on Maple? Going from M1 to BC?
Downtown commercial, so, and again, this was a change recommendation because most of the area surrounding it is already downtown commercial. And we assume that there's gonna be, we're just assuming that the development will be some type of commercial activity. Yeah, it's sort of, yeah, it goes between the four camps.
Well, I guess my concern, you probably can't answer this, but you can be helpful. If we do this zoning, if we stick to the ordinance, the 2009 ordinance, any project, any development goes through there should go through this process.
Well, okay.
I mean,
That's correct, yeah. I mean, if you're going to zone it downtown commercial, there would still be, I mean, you still have to have a development plan process for the planning commission. There could be even variances that be out.
I mean, I just want to make clear, it gets back to what Ed had just talked about. The city sometimes, we do things, but we don't follow our own rules. And if we rezone this, basically what we're doing is downtown commercial. I would, and I know you can't, maybe you can answer this, I would feel better about it knowing that whatever we have that would go through this process that we did in 2009 to make sure that the drainage and everything is followed, to make sure it's a good project.
Well, I mean, I assume and we're doing that process with Tim in spring. That's the reason we're having to do it. Rezone it, and at some point, it's going to be a development plan that'll be considered by planning commission. I don't know if it's going to be a variance. We are following that process for Tim in spring.
Well, I think the difference between what Ed's talking about is that property is being transferred. The properties that Ed was talking about were city held properties. And this, we're assuming, would not be city held.
Correct.
Assuming.
I mean, I think that's probably a safe assumption.
We need to.
Yes.
Is anybody here to discuss this? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing.
Motion to approve ordinance 2014-0139.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Les, you're up again, an ordinance amending 2007 OR 68.
Again, this comes before you as a result of the planning commission making a favorable recommendation, unanimous favorable recommendation, if I remember correctly. This is to amend the comprehensive plan that the city has to include a housing element. I was hoping Shane would be here to speak more directly to this. Packet. My understanding that we lack a housing element in our comp plan that is required for certain grants. Yes.
I have a question, just because, I know you were on this area.
Yes.
She pulled it. Sorry.
Things not only have to discuss this, because we have to beforehand, and you have kind of got cut off. So, is this the emergency that you have to do this meeting, or could it be?
I don't think
Can I
Take a look
speak to
at
that?
Shane?
Yeah.
Could we, I'm so sorry, could we table, would it hurt to table to go ahead and, so Shane could,
I
present
think
it?
Nikki has some information on it.
This is what we had brought up, Dennis, Council President Joyce had brought up about over a month ago in regards to New Hope. This is in order for them to get their grant, and the grant is due
Yeah, they're
very
really
short
trying to set-
soon. And Shane, when I asked him if he was coming, he did not know he was
Well, he could add another meeting right
Yeah.
now.
Yes, that's why he didn't. But that's what this is, this is a comprehensive plan that, I do know for a fact that Shane worked directly with New Hope on this to
Well-
revise it, and it needs to be done for a grant.
And they do have some irons in the fire that they need to get.
Well, what does this make us do?
I don't think it requires you to do anything. I think it just places in our comprehensive plan certain provisions or certain data, that we did not have, that certain grants, specifically the New Hope grant, is requiring in our comp plan. I don't believe it's not obligated to the city to do anything.
No.
It's just part of our comprehensive
I
plan.
think it's changing some of the drags.
And for senior housing.
Who is that grant through? Is that through HUD?
I think it's, CCDBG, it's through, no, it's not HUD, it's Indiana Housing. It's there was never a housing element put into the comprehensive plan, is my understanding.
This is to put the
Housing
housing plan in there, so
portion
they can
up.
take our comprehensive plan and use that to get their grant.
They have to use
They have to use our
comprehensive
Right.
plan, yeah.
We're not changing anything, we're not removing anything,
No.
all we're doing is adding this element.
Yeah.
It's that goal aims to develop five partnerships over the next 5 years to provide funding for rehab development projects. Part of that's talking about old buildings that already exist. Do we have, I mean, do we know where those might be, or?
I think that's behind that.
I think that's one.
Well, there's a lot of, when you read through this, there's a lot of goals or recommendations, like goal H5, and increase home ownership while reducing property maintenance violations. I mean, there's a lot of goals, and if we adopt that, we're basically saying that is our goal moving forward in our comprehensive plan. I don't think there's any ramifications if we don't meet those goals, but you are agreeing that those are goals for the city of Jackson.
Well, I think that they might have to do it through their grant.
Yes.
That's exactly. And my feeling in carrying this in a month ago is New Hope has been a good partner with the city. And they've got some projects that are going now that are fruitful for the city, they're paying property taxes and so on. And they've got their eye on a couple of others, and, they need this document change in order for them to be able to apply for the grants. And it really doesn't tie our hands to do anything fiscally.
Well, you know, Shane Lee, we spent a lot of time on this, so we did take the money, we didn't spend a lot of time and energy.
Is that the other?
We have a public art forum.
We have someone here to present the information, I'm just not sure exactly what I'm voting on. Yes.
Is it,
And I see that it's data about.
does this have to happen through reading? Or is it, does it an ordinance?
Is this
No,
one?
in one reason.
Just changing the comprehensive plan to encourage us to do certain things, doesn't mandate us to do certain things, but encourage us to do certain things.
I don't think mandates you to do anything.
And you've got a comprehensive plan now.
But I don't know that I would vote on goals without knowing what those goals are, even if I'm not bound to adhere to them.
What responsibility or what do we have, if a New Hope or something similar like that, and they move forward on a project like this, and they're not adhering to things in here that's required of them? What does the city have that we can use to address them issues, or is it solely up to the New Hope on how they manage and control their property?
It would be up to New Hope and also obviously whoever gets the grant. That's who this really is for.
I mean, it has to go to the state. They are bound by the state housing to make sure that their properties are where they need to be. I live next door to one of their pieces. I'm not advocating for them, I have nothing to do with them. I mean, I don't own any businesses, but I live next door to a New Hope property that was originally for autistic children, that they are now working on, because of the funding, putting in some elderly. And I will tell you that they are the best neighbors in that neighborhood. And I think Les can attest to that too. We never have any, Les also lives on the same block. So, I mean, I know that they have to keep.
Well, the other thing that I think that goes along with this, I think they've got their eye on the building, and I think we all like to see something done in our corridor coming through our downtown. So, I know that this is time sensitive, but,
To be honest with you, it's something that probably should have been in our original comp plan. But yet it's, our comp plan is over 10 years old, and I know Shane, and I think the redevelopment department are looking at updating that comp plan because there are a lot of grants that we are now looking forward because we do not have an updated comp plan.
Make a motion to approve 2014 OR 40.
any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Amy, the ordinance of additional appropriation.
This additional was presented to me by Andy. The ADA fund is down to $2.15 less in their budget, so he asked for an additional $65,000, and that will take it up to $100,000 from the budget year.
Yeah, and I spoke with Andy about this, and I don't think we ran to us the council. This is something we were state mandated to keep the budget on, so we only put them back in that.
What, do we need to, maybe this is a budget item, but do we need to probably, since we've taken in a lot more property, to bump that up?
Well, we discussed that with, Andy, was next year bumped up, what, 80,000?
I think 100.
Some of it got cut out of the budget, I think, by mistake.
I'm gonna say, because
And
before we
that's what
take
we
it.
decided to do, is state mandated, and if we don't do this, we can lose our HIPAA funding, there's a lot of funding tied to this.
I make a motion to pass 2014 OR 41 on first and second.
That's it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Any hearing? An ordinance transferring funds to the civil department.
This was on an additional appropriation that was adopted at the last meeting, and in speaking with, Lynn and Andy, I know that they requested that I do a transfer of these funds out of the general fund and just cut a check to the wastewater department to reimburse them for the expenditures. This is for the Walton Heights road repair.
And I called Amy today and told her, I was questioning why I was in work call for. It's usual under
I think in order to do that, I would need to do an additional by reduction. I'll need to advertise it again, to move it under the engineer, which I can do that.
Well, I don't understand why you go to the engineer in the first place. Because it's not road, it's sidewalk and drainage.
Right.
We weren't taking it out of board public works.
It was just in general. It was just, I was told to put it out of the general fund, and I just found an account where it makes sense. We can put it under the engineer, that's no big deal.
Well, the reason we're saying is he was supposed to look at
Yeah.
that.
We're supposed to bring something back to the city because the, because I don't want it spent until he gets a second presentation.
Okay.
So you'll have time. Thanks. Scott, do you have any-
Table it. Okay.
Nobody made a motion. What happened?
We never.
Fails for lack of a motion.
What now?
Well, I can't tell, we didn't assign it a number.
Well, what do we want to do? Do we want to, I mean, she's gonna have to bring it back
Okay,
next week.
well then we just want to assign a number.
Table it.
Table it. It's my motion.
All All right.
Who
Any other
did
discussion?
that?
All those in favor?
Ed and Con.
All those opposed? No, it's not gonna have anything. Josh? Department heads.
Good evening. I'm here to request approval for travel for August 18th to 22nd. This is for the building of the advanced configuration telestaff in Indianapolis. This is the final phase or chrono of the telestaff. We're going to be building software to comply with our policies, procedures, and the overtime wheels will be compliant with the contract, and all the additional advanced configuration. This will be the final push for telestaff.
$2,200 just in the travel.
It is going to be for, that's taken out of the non-reverting fund.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Thanks.
Amy, do they need to, do I need to have Dennis
Lex,
sign
is there
this?
anybody else in here?
No.
Or any
Any
requests?
public comment? No. Okay. Council comment, Mr. Smith.
Just quickly, I had contacted our city engineer today, and what I asked him, anybody that has gotten any of their roads repaved or repaired, to look at your ADA ramps, because what they're doing is, when they pave these roads, even the roads they mill down, they're paving and putting the pavement above the ramp. So it's actually a bump. So I took some pictures today, and I sent them to Andy, and for example, 7th Street, they milled it down, and when they paved it, it looks nice, but when you get to the ADA ramps, the asphalt's too high. One side, they hand packed it down, but it's still a bump. The other side is just and I've got a picture to show, it's just a crude bump. And so the pavement looks pretty, and it's, you know, whatever, but I would ask that if you have any work in your neighborhood that has ADA compliant ramps, bumps, whatever, stop and look at it, make sure that they're not paving above it, because I told Andy this wasn't acceptable. And they're gonna come in and probably do something that'll make it won't look right. Should have been right the first time, so.
The attitude that it comes to Andy, that's why another reason why he wants to bump up that next year. He wants to have a training, like we're giving over the years, because he's been having issues all.
We just spent well over $700,000 for additional paving. It doesn't take a mental heavyweight to know that the asphalt does not go above an ADA curve. But I'll send pictures to him. It runs a beautiful street, Randy Street, several blocks long. So they're gonna have to come in and grind it out or whatever. It's not gonna look right, so. But anyway, in your neighborhood, just if you're riding around, if you got paving, look at your ADA ramps.
Did they actually mill the asphalt down and then repaint it, and they still were above it?
I got a picture, I'll show you. It's like, we got, anyway, I'll just check it.
Two things. Do we need to have a special public meeting for talking about Steamboat Bay?
Yes, yes. The sooner the better.
You know when June's out? Okay, check in. One of us will do it.
Well, we got the 8th, following Monday is council meeting at 7.
Can we do it
before the council? We got one 25th harvest. I mean, how big a hurry are you?
We kind of, we need to do it quickly.
Okay.
Especially our advertising.
Is the 18th soon enough?
I think we need to have this.
This
This
Friday?
week, if we can have it.
It's by Tuesday the 12th.
Or Tuesday the 12th, you know, end of this week, beginning of next week. We didn't have it.
I'm free.
Wednesday, Connie, we,
No,
Tuesday at 1:30, we have a city partnership meeting. And I think Ryan, you.
No, okay, sure, well.
So what time?
Okay.
On Tuesday at 12.
What-
What,
We can't,
Can't do it.
Mm-mm.
We can do it,
No.
we can do it in the next conference
Or
or
planning and
planning.
Unless they're.
well, we can do it in your all's conference room.
We can do it in our conference.
If I want one of those rooms to check where it's from.
Well, you can use the conference room, your all's council conference room, because we got a recording system.
That should be big.
Okay, I have to put a specific room and number.
Council conference room.
Third floor.
Okay, so then we have that special meeting. Now, the other thing I was gonna mention is, still kind of parks related, this weekend at Green
Yeah, she can't, one of us like to. Me or
One of the
James.
things I did was that for $5, I got a commemorative pin, stuff, and I meant to bring it in, I didn't bring it in enough. And that got you into the beer garden and to where the band area is. So, that, I know that there are orders of veto, I know there's some on the council that there's a supportive pin or some sort, but I think it'd be really neat from two ways. One is we get a little bit of revenue. The other thing is, it's a sense of pride having these commemorative pins. People have like their whole chest and back full of all pins for the last 10, 15 years. And I think that's something, a cool tradition that we can start. That's all.
no comment. Ms. Sellers?
No comment, we'll talk more about that at the first meeting.
Thank you.
I just want to remind y'all, council, I emailed you all a list of all the action items that we currently online, so it's through your district, you have already, specifically if you all can make that on basis. We really appreciate you all coming by. And then also, over the weekend, I attended the retirement party for Jolene and Steve James, I know Janice brought that up, and it just reminds you of the amount of experience that those two guys have had in their case in this city, so I just wanted to hopefully recognize them again and thank them for their service. I think we have, what, 3 years of service between them.
Joe had 30 or 31, and Steve and I had, yeah.
So I was experienced that, so you know, they're incredible.
Just before this meeting, and it's probably still going on or about to end, we had an arts mixer downtown Jeff, where we highlighted kind of the process of public art in Jeff. Our arts administrators, they're called, their company's name is called The Mammoth. They're giving a report on future ideas, and actually there's a vote that is being taken tonight. The Burnham is right out here. The selection of that will be done right away, and then they're supposed to be starting this fall on a neat piece that'll be out there on the Burnham. We'll see which piece it is. And Connie will be happy to tell you which one she does not like.
We'll talk about that part later.
But it was an exciting meeting, a lot of excitement downtown, and the art piece is a fun piece of that. I express appreciation to you guys, everybody's been supportive of some of the funding for some of the things, and we're about to have a couple more things go right downtown, which will be really fun, and we'll get a lot of attention. So,
I visited Claysburg area the weekend, this past weekend, and they gave us a certificate for the city of Jeff for being a bronze sponsor for the 18th annual Claysburg Heritage Weekend, so I'll give that to Ms. Conlon. But, they had a great weekend, started off with a little bit of rain on Saturday, but, real good turnout, so I'll say, all 3 days. The other thing, I really appreciate what Nathan has kind of stimulated with the art for the city. It's got a lot of people talking, and for a business owner from downtown, I was downtown well before downtown was cool to be there. And it's kind of exciting to see, you know, some of this happening, some energy being put forth, and I didn't know how many people to expect, but it was a full room. I mean, it was really good. So it's nice to see that synergy, and as I say, it makes it contagious. It makes more people want to get involved. That's it.
I do, the budget's complete, and I've got a binder for everyone.
Oh, wonderful.
And if anybody